All right. Morning, people. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully everyone is having a good day so far. Good morning. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Keely. I'll go with that. Keely. We had a pretty good night overnight with the bots. Up about 2R this morning. We'll go over the NQ here. We just had this 5,000 tick MNQ trade here. And again, we have a TP at, I believe 1 to 1 is here, 1 to 2, and then 1 to 3 right here. So pretty nice. Market is open, by the way. Market is open, but that was the main trade overnight. So then we have this gold chart, had 2 losses and then partial win here. But I mainly just had the NQ on overnight. So, and then manually I just took a regular non-iFVG short up where was it? Up here with a stop like up here, and I targeted pretty much this low right here. Obviously it's dropped a lot more than that, so I could have trailed the stop, but it's all right. Still made a little bit of money. But yeah, welcome in. Hopefully everyone's doing well, and it's awake. A little quiet so far. I do have the order flow up here as well. We can take a look at that. And of course, I'll pull up if we get any trades with the bot. Okay. But so far on the open, obviously quite a bit of negative delta here, more selling coming in than buying. So nothing outlierish though, as of now. It is FOMC day as well, guys. It is FOMC, and we have NFP tomorrow. Now I'm wishing I held some of my short position. I was short at 96, 696 on NQ. Would have just hit 100 points of profit potentially. I got out for about 50 points. So can't complain though. Again, I'll pull up the Autotrader if we get anything. I also have Spectre up in the background. But yeah, a lot of wins. And if you guys saw my post last night as well, pretty crazy. One of our members, I'm not going to share the name because they requested not to be publicized, but about $1 million in payouts. He's going to send over some proof of some of the payouts as well. But yeah, $1 million in payouts from just our bots. Now he trades tons of accounts. Like he maxes out pretty much every firm, you know, like 20 Apex accounts, 5 Tradeify accounts, 5 Top Step account, you know, pretty much maxes everything out. So there's definitely a lot of cost that goes into that too, right? But still, that is awesome. He's been around, one of our first ever members since like we released the gasoline trader back in 2023, or I think it was 2023. So pretty crazy stuff. Big buyer here, 650 positive delta at 46.75. Still no trades currently with the bots. Remember, it's not our algos are not high frequency. Okay, so don't expect, you know, tons and tons of trades each day, right? So I'll just keep this up for now, just because there's nothing to look at. But we do want to hold this level here. If we flip below it, could watch for a short, seeing as this maybe is absorbed, but could also take a stab long here with a tight stop, because it looks like we're holding this level 46. Yeah, this is one of those things here. You see big positive delta, we come down, we start to reclaim it, we're kind of holding it. You could take a stab long somewhere here, you know, 47, 48, stop at 45. So you're risking 3 points, you'd already be up, you know, 6 points, 2R, right? Another 550 positive delta here. So another big buyer coming in. Not in anything with the bots again, so. But up 1,000 overnight, $1,000 overnight with the bot. 500 risk per trade, so about 2R with the NQ 5000 tick chart. We have an A quality ES setup here. A quality ES long.
Order filled.
Still a lot of buying there, right? We're holding that, so good sign. Hello, Skeletor. WFS, no trades last night. The trade was at 10:30 p.m. last night. 10:30-ish p.m. EST. Looks like on my chart. That was the only trade, so. A lot of buying at the highs, so that's not a great sign if we have all this buying kind of absorbed at the high and we flip instantly with low volume here. It's not a great sign. Not a great sign there. Let me flip back to the VPS there. Yeah, and we're flipping. So again, just kind of showed that.
The market is open.
What the heck is that? Just showed, you know, 350 positive delta. So a lot of buying right at the tippy top there. Literally at 58.75 right at the top, and didn't move any higher, just kind of flipped with low volume. Not great. Not a great sign for long. So definitely want to see us reclaim that high with some more buyers coming in. So far we've had a 650 positive delta at 46.75. We've had a 550 positive delta at 53.50 and a 350 positive delta at the high. So I mean, definitely a lot of buying. But again, we need to continue that and continue to push higher. We have equal highs on ES at 68.75. Equal highs on the 30-minute chart. 68.75. I mean, that could be obviously a great draw if we can continue to push. If we can continue to push. It's holy cow, sunlight coming in. I have to close that. One sec. All right, we're back at the high. Back at the high. Again, those equal highs at 68.75. I think that could be the draw. I do. We'll see if we keep pushing, but ES bounced off that 50% level on the open for the most part. On a 2-minute chart, it did bounce perfectly. 1-minute chart had one candle close below. So yeah, but All right, we're pushing here. We'll see. NQ, that's ES. Oops. NQ. If we sweep 733 on NQ, that is an hourly high as well. So there would be a bit of divergence there if NQ sweeps the high and ES doesn't. Looks like we're pulling back here. Okay, we want to hold. Now we want to hold this 5850 because that's where that big buyer initially was at the high when we pulled back a bit. So it'd be good if we held that at this point. Okay, and again, if we can push for those.
Order filled.
All right, I'll take that. We just swept an hourly high on NQ. So we do have an SMT here. We do have an SMT here. So that's, I just took off my ES long. I do think ES might go for those equal highs, but really nice day for me on my top step. And again, good amount of buying here. The only reason I would take the ES trade off is NQ just swept the hourly high, but ES has equal highs there at 68.75. I think that is definitely a really good draw on liquidity. No equal highs on MES, but equal highs on ES, which is generally, you know, more important. So looks like we're going right for it. So I took it off more as a precaution, but there. I took it off at 63.75. I got the fill. So a few points early, right? 5 points. Which is perfectly fine. $571 on the day for me with my top step. Again, that was based off of a ES 3-minute chart long. Okay. It was an A setup. We had clear targets, equal highs, right? Had the iFVG, had the sweep, had a delivery out of a big higher time frame gap. A quality. Okay. And there's the equal highs. Okay. Actually just tapped it again. Haven't swept quite yet, but again, should pop through this here. Just again, this is the equal high at 68.75, so we just tapped it again. I got a terrible fill on the ES long as well. I got a fill at 56.50. I meant to click it when I was at like 54. I think I did click it when I was at 54, so quite a bit of bad fill there. But this goes all the way back, remember? When I first said right here, 650 positive delta, you could either short it if you think it's absorbed, or you could long, right? So when we kind of reclaimed it right here, I said you could long, stop below the low. That's just strictly based off of the orders. Long somewhere around 48. Once we start to reclaim above it, stop right here. So you're risking 3 to 4 points. Then we had more buying here, 550, more buying here, 350. Now we're up at 68. So that's 20 points from where I said you could long here. Risk while risking like 4. So a 5R. And there's the high. Okay, equal highs smashed. Equal highs have been smashed. So I definitely could have held there. I mean, I was pretty confident we would go for those equal highs. More of a factor of I was already up a little bit on the day. I was already up 250 on the day. And I got 300 out of that trade. So I was up 570 or so on the day. That could have been about a $500 win. So I could be up like an extra $200 pretty much if I just held towards those equal highs. But is what it is, right? It's about managing your risk. So I managed my risk by taking it off when the NQ swept the hourly high. Right. Wow, 1,300 lots or 1,300 positive delta here. So we will 16, 17, 18, 19, 2,000, 2,500. Okay. That's an outlier. Definitely a spot where I would be hopping out. Seeing this. Really gonna want to hold this. If this flips here, definitely could expect some sort of pullback. If we hold this, we're gonna go up towards 6687. That's the next hourly high. And again, no trades on the iFVG so far. Okay, so we're holding it. Really need to hold that. We'll switch back here. The VPS. Here's Spectre on the morning here. Again, everyone will have some different results with Spectre because of the optimizing and machine learning stuff. And again, just one trade last night on NQ 5000 tick. Morning, Eric. How are you this morning? Again, remember what I just said with the order flow there. If we don't hold that 2,500 lot buy, we flip it, we have another 700 positive delta there. So mark out 6670 on ES because that's a level to watch. All right. Keep this up so we know as well when we are in a trade. Spectre is already up 600, so I mean you definitely could shut it down there. Reclaiming on ES. I think, oh, well, I have, okay. I think this is on 75 tick stop. Oh yeah, it's slightly tweaked. I did not mean to have it tweaked, to be honest. That's okay. Go back, iFVG. See if we're gonna be getting anything maybe soon here. Swept this high. Yeah, I mean, I think we could if we inverse this. Again, we have another hourly high at 810 on NQ. 810. We have NVIDIA earnings today and FOMC meeting minutes. Swept while we were ripping, guys. To think I longed on ES at 56, 6656. That's up 23 points. I got out for 7.5 points. Fine by me. $570 day on the 50K account. So. Also, if you guys didn't see, Media Boy as well got a nice $1,500 payout with iFVG Autotrader. So, just showing you guys, if you stick to stuff, put some work in, start to understand the system, you get payouts. Okay. I mean, $1,500 payout almost pays for the whole lifetime of the bot. And when did we even release the bot? A little over a month ago, I think, right? Maybe a month and a half ago. So, I mean, that's pretty good. Even if trading is a side hobby to you, right? If you could get a $1,500 payout every month, okay, that's still 18 grand a year additional. That's still pretty good money, man. So if you guys haven't yet bought iFVG to try it out, again, pretty much the cheapest algorithms you can get that are actually good. So while we are ripping, going for that 8750 high on ES. Now I'm wishing I didn't get out that long, man. Dang. I'm also starving. I haven't ate any food today. Well, it's very quiet in here. You guys must be trading really good today, or I don't know. Yeah, we are just ripping here, guys. Again, NVIDIA earnings later today. Let's check what NVIDIA's doing. NVIDIA up at 187, so people might be buying this morning, assuming we rip more later. So that's pushing. Quiet because I got my funded from iFVG, so watching the computer, see what it takes. Awesome. That's awesome. Post your post your funded thing in the testimonials, your little PDF you get. Whatever you guys do to, you know, succeeding with the bot, post it. All right. Always helps me out more than you think. Helps the Discord grow. Helps people not say that, Joey, you're a scammer. You know what I'm saying? So. All right, let's check on the order flow again because there's nothing else going on. I'm done trading for the day, but again, what did we say here? Right? What did we say here? There was 3,300 lots buyer, positive buying delta here at 6,670. We drop down 5 points, reclaim it. Another long opportunity, same kind of long as earlier, right? Positive buying delta, we drop and kind of instantly reclaim somewhere around the 73s, 74s. You could have longed with just a, you know, a 4 or 5 point stop, and you'd already be up, you know, 10, 15 points and pushing. So, yeah, and I mean, you could also just sell. You could look at the delta and be like, okay, if you bought back here, when we first, where was it? Right, I don't even know where it was. There was this 550 lot. Was that it? I think it was. Oh, this. When this 650 lot order came in, or again, we dipped, reclaimed it, long opportunity. And once we kind of get into some profit here, you can see the delta by the candle, all positive. Positive 130, 140, 400, 200, 400, 200, 130, 2,500. It's like once you get a negative delta of like 100 plus, then you could hop out. You could have caught 40 points on ES, guys. Obviously, shoulda, coulda, woulda, whatever. But like, seriously, that's a way you could do it. Like if this candle closes here with like a negative 100 delta, hop out. You know what I'm saying? If that could be a strategy. And again, all big buying here on these the delta candles here. Not a single red one. I mean, you could wait for that too. Again, we're not going to oh, the NQ as well. Did NQ inverse at 3 minute down there? Was it the same thing? Let me see. Yeah, NQ, that same ES long I took, that was an A setup, was also an A setup on NQ. Stop loss would have been 50 points. And that would be up, obviously, if you're still holding, 235 points. So, pretty crazy run this morning. Literally up 337 points from the low. Still haven't gotten negative delta, so you could still be in this. Nvidia is up just since market open from the low, up 2.5%. Palantir not doing too much. Amazon dropping. Amazon at 220. That's down actually quite a bit from what it was not too long ago. Amazon was up at 260 beginning of the month, so that's down 15%. Another buying opportunity here on Amazon, I think. Anywhere under around that 220 or below is a decent buy opportunity to me. Especially if we get around that 212, 213 area. I mean, we've been holding that pretty much half the year. Interesting. Google, wow. Google up at 300. I assume this is off of another positive 700 here, by the way. 900 at this price level. Google, I assume that's off of Gemini 3 being announced. Glad I started adding into Google earlier this year. I believe that's just off of Gemini News. Upgrade maybe from analysts as well. Looks like no trades with iFVG, guys, so nothing to look. But again, we're still holding positive delta. There's hasn't been any negative delta on these candles here for 15 minutes. Again, we just want to keep holding these levels. So 63, or sorry, 93. Again, you could just hold until we get a candle with like a negative delta, pretty much. I think Google got a upgrade in price targets. And Gemini 3 that got released yesterday is supposedly like the best out there, smartest, most intelligent one. So maybe not, you know, for some coding stuff, but overall, you know, still holding this, guys, up at 6,700. Google is leading the rip. Let's check on Tesla. Tesla up at 410, so that's also dropped quite a bit recently. Anything under the 400s, maybe some, you know, some buying opportunity there on Tesla. Taiwan Semiconductors ripping up this morning. And again, Nvidia earnings later is gonna just shift the whole market, so we'll see. Yeah, nothing with the iFVG. So most of the trades just, again, overnight. It's not a high frequency bot, so some mornings will be like this on the live stream, and some other mornings we will catch a giant trade. This part of the game. And I called out, if do you guys remember when I called out a iFVG A setup long like 3 minutes after the open? I did. Okay, good. That's up 40 points, just so you know. Do you guys remember when I also told you you could take a long based off of order flow like 2 other times? Okay, cool. Cool, good talk. Starting to get a little, you know, negative delta up here, a little more selling at that 6,700 area. A little bit. Previous day high is probably the target, which is also yesterday's Asia high. That's at 67.0875. That'd likely be the target there. You got in too? Awesome. Yeah, I got out early. I didn't think it would pump this much. I got out, well, I entered at 56, exited at about 64. So roughly 8 points, which on ES, 8 points is pretty good usually. And again, I just sold. I got out because of NQ sweeping an hourly high while ES didn't. So just a higher time frame SMT. Oftentimes that's usually a good spot to de-risk. But we just ended up ripping. So again, sometimes you just can't complain. You just can't complain though. A win's a win. Only way I think anyone catches this move is if you're super confident in us going towards previous day high, or you just trail your stops and don't TP. But we hit 6,700. Yeah, we did. So we hit psychological level of 6,700. Again, we'll see how this candle here closes with delta. That's what all these numbers here are, by the way. It's just delta, the cumulative delta. In each tick, you know, each candle down here, right? A lot of volume being traded up here as well. All right, that was not negative delta. This one, again, we have a lot of buying here at the 93s, so an area that you'll want to see hold. So that 90 to 93 area, I would say, if we're going to continue pushing. This is a negative delta, so, you know, if you're in long still, could de-risk here. Technically tap that 6,700 level and kind of rejecting. But we will want to see us hold that 90 to 93, which again is right here. Just tapped into it, starting to reclaim it again. Again, if you look at a candlestick chart, you ain't gonna see. You're just gonna think, oh well, why would we bounce there, right? It's because of these orders here from 90 to 93. Big positive deltas. A lot of buy orders. And we are reclaiming the high. So new high there. Again, previous day high, 0875. Again, I mean, it would have been risky up this high, but like another example of a lot of buyers here. We dip down, start to reclaim it with some buying here. You could long somewhere around 97, stop around 90, 92, 5-point stop. You already hit a 1-to-1. Right, it already would have hit 5 points. So you risk 5 points, make 5 points pretty quick, right there. And every time that's happened today, where we kind of drop into that buy area and reclaim it, the next candle tends to rip a little. Google hit 303. That is a lot. Google is up just from the market open, about 6%. Uh, 600 positive delta again up here at the high. 800 in this area. Want to see us hold above that now. If we dip down, we'll want to be able to reclaim that, or just straight up hold it. Right. Right now, it looks like someone's holding it to the tick. So. Bit of a dip into it. That's okay. Again, 0 trades with the Autotrader this morning, so that's okay. Probably leave here in about 5 minutes or so, but yeah. And we'll want to hold that 93s, not 93s. I'd just say the 6,700 to 02s. Again, if you wanted a risky long here, right now would be a long opportunity, right? We just kind of dipped here, instantly reclaimed it. You could have longed here, 03s, stops kind of just below 700s. Risk 3 points, 3 or 4 points there. And see if we can go hit this previous day high at 08. Another example of buyers here. Dip. Reclaim, pop. Again, 0875. If we hit that, I'm off. I am off. That's previous day high. And I've predicted every single move so far. So if you listen to my voice, you can probably could have passed a couple accounts already today. And that is 1 tick away from the previous day high. Again, though, another example right here. I just said as it was happening. Big buying, we dip, we hold that 700, we reclaim. We see some buying here. You get to click the buy button at 0250 or 03. That was 03. Stops just below 700, so just call it a 3-point stop. You'd already be 5 points in profit. That's like a 1.5 R, right? You could be scalping these 1 to 2 R moves all the time. I've already called out like probably 4 of them today. Spectre is green 300. Not atrocious. All right. We just saw previous day high, guys. So I would be out your full position there if you are in any sort of ES long. NQ also hit it a minute ago, so probably would have been a good idea to just get out there as well. Yeah, I mean, we've pretty much predicted every single move so far. So I'd be out there, and I'm gonna call it a day. I'm up over $500 on my funded. iFVG is up 1,000, and yeah, iFVG is up 1,000. You can see here, and yeah, it's a green day. It's a green day. So, you guys made any money? Posted in the testimonials. If you passed any accounts with iFVG, post in the testimonials. But yeah, perfect morning. And I will see everyone tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Thursday, so already halfway through the week. But have a good day, guys. Be safe. I'll see everyone tomorrow.